It's the 9th of June. It's 2021. You've just seen the announcement of Battlefield 2042 and you are hyped. You log in for the beta test during October and, well, instead of excitement, you're met with confusion, bugs, lag, poor performance, and a general sense of what? November rolls around and the game launches, and if you're anything like me, you are just deflated. This can't be the Battlefield we were waiting for, right? The trailer looked amazing. The promises were vast. They had an extra year to develop it. All they had to do was recreate the joy and the feel of Battlefield 4. A week passes, it's uninstalled, and it's on to the next new thing, and you're left with a bitter taste in your mouth. Battlefield 2042 should have been amazing, but it's not. So, is there any hope for Battlefield? Can you still find joy in a franchise most of us absolutely adore? Well, yeah, you can. And its name is Battlefield 1. Released in 2016, Battlefield 1 was showered in glowing reviews, praising the World War I setting, general improvements, music and art direction, gameplay and more. And I remember playing the beta and playing the launch of the game and being absolutely blown away with just how damned fun it was. Battlefield to me has never immersed you in the true horror and meat grinder that war is as much as Battlefield 1 does, and it's all the better for it. I recently reinstalled the game to check out what it's like now, 6 years later, and to see if there is hope left for the Battlefield franchise, and let me tell you, Battlefield 1 in my opinion is fantastic right now, and you should absolutely jump back in. Here are 10 reasons why I think you should do the same in 2023. Battlefield 1 is set during World War I, a significant and interesting period in history, and it lends itself perfectly to Battlefield. The war saw the first use of modern technologies like tanks, aircraft and chemical weapons, and was marked by major social and political upheaval. Players can learn about these events and technologies while playing the game, which features a variety of locations and conflicts from the war. For example, players can experience the brutal trench warfare of the Western Front, the mountainous battles in the Italian Alps, and the desert skirmishes in the Arabian Peninsula. Battlefield 1 features a wide range of authentic weapons and vehicles from World War I, allowing players to experience what it was like to use them in combat. These include rifles, machine guns and artillery pieces used by infantry, as well as tanks and biplanes used by armoured and air forces. The weapons and vehicles are accurately modelled and behave as they would have in real life, with realistic reload times, accuracy and damage, and out of the whole series in my opinion, they feel the best to use. Battlefield 1's gameplay is dynamic and varied, with a range of different modes, maps and objectives to keep players engaged. The game features traditional modes like Team Deathmatch and Conquest, as well as more unique modes like Operations, which put players in the roles of attackers or defenders in a large-scale multi-stage battle. Each mode has its own set of rules and objectives, providing a different gameplay experience. The game's maps are also varied, featuring a range of terrain types and environments such as forests, mountains and urban areas. Battlefield 1's multiplayer matches features up to 64 players, allowing for epic large-scale battles. These matches are intense and chaotic, with players fighting across a variety of maps. Players can choose to play as infantry, armoured units or air units, and can use a variety of weapons and gadgets to take out their enemies. The game's class-based system allows players to specialise in different roles such as support, medic or scout. It encourages teamwork and cooperation, and thankfully, I've seen players playing roles properly for the most part. It's worth saying that as with all Battlefield games, most games are now found through the server browser, but this helps throw you into full games on maps and modes that you really want to play. Battlefield 1's combat is intense and immersive, with a focus on realistic damage and destruction. The game's physics engine allows for a level of destructibility not seen in many other games, and certainly not in Battlefield 2042, with buildings and structures collapsing and debris flying everywhere. Players can use a variety of weapons and gadgets to take out their enemies or the buildings they are hiding in. Battlefield 1's graphics are stunning, with detailed character models and environments that really bring the game's world to life. The game's use of the Frostbite engine allows for impressive visual effects, such as realistic weather and lighting, as well as destructible environments mentioned before. The game's maps are also beautifully designed, with a high level of attention to detail and a sense of historical authenticity. The graphics absolutely hold up even today, and it still looks breathtaking. Battlefield 1 has a deep progression system that rewards players for their performance and dedication to the game. As players level up, they unlock new weapons, gadgets, and customization options for their character. These can include new rifles, machine guns, and explosives, as well as customization options like different skins, hats, and insignias. The game's progression system also includes a system of specializations which allow players to unlock new abilities and passive bonuses as they progress. Now, seeing as the game is 6 years old, when I logged in recently, the game kindly gave me 28 crates worth of cosmetic gun skins, which was a nice surprise, and ensures you don't feel left behind. Battlefield 1 has received several updates and expansions since its release, adding new content and features to the game. These updates have included new maps, weapons, and game modes, as well as improvements to the game's balance and mechanics. Battlefield 1 has a strong and active community of players, making it easy to find like-minded players to team up with. Playing on server games, I saw frequent players chatting with each other about how the game was going, and I had no issues finding servers that catered to the maps and modes I wanted to play. Above all, Battlefield 1 is a fun and satisfying game to play, with a well-balanced mix of action, strategy, and teamwork. The game's mix of large-scale multiplayer battles, varied gameplay modes, and deep progression system make it a game that players can enjoy for hours on end. So, should you play Battlefield 1 in 2023? Yes. Yes, you should. Why aren't you already downloading it?